So we're on 11.3 today.
So what happens if we didn't turn our grade sheets in today?
You can turn them in later. That's fine. Okay, so unit 11.3, what we're going to be working on today is we're going to learn how to find a specific term. Find a specific term of a binomial expansion. So up until now, we've had to find all the terms. But we aren't always going to need to find every single term. So today I'm going to show you how to find a specific term. Okay, so before we do that, we're actually going to do an expansion. So I want you to expand x plus y to the fourth power. Go ahead and expand x plus y to the fourth power. So I'm not going to write down the steps because I think by now you probably have them memorized. So what is the first step in binomial expansion? What do you have to do first? Number of terms. So how many terms are there going to be? 5 terms. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, your first term is doing what with its exponent? Increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. So x to the fourth, x to the third, x squared, x to the first, and x to the 0. Your second term is doing what with its exponent? Increasing. So y to the 0, y to the first, y squared, y cubed, and y to the fourth. Then we put in our coefficients. What would your Pascal triangle coefficients be?
1, 4, 6, 4.
Yes, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Okay, is there any cleanup that we really need to do here? Not really, because there's no numbers that are in your terms. They're just, what would all your signs be? All will be positive. So, up until now, we've been doing this. We've been doing the actual binomial expansion, okay? From here, I want you to look at, if I label these, okay, this is your first term. This is our second term. This is the third term. Fourth term, and fifth term. Okay? I'm going to underline the exponent values. Okay? I want you to tell me, do you notice anything in relation to the exponent values and the term numbers? Okay, do you notice anything in relation to the exponent values and the term numbers? No, I'm not. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the total exponent value. Okay, your total exponent value, you're correct. These add up to be the total exponent value. What I want you to look at now, look at the x's. Look at the first term. Does 4 and first term, or 3 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 4, 0 and 5? Do you see any pattern there? Not really, right? Okay, what about the y exponent values? 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. Exactly, okay? There is a pattern there, okay? The pattern is that the second term exponent number, the second term exponent is always 1 less than its term position, okay? It's always 1 less than its term position. So, second term exponent is always 1 less than its term position. So, in the first term, your second exponent number is a 0. In the fourth term, your second exponent number is 1 less, it's a 3. Okay, we are going to be working off of that premise today. Okay, we're going to be using that in our examples. So, for example number 2, I'm sorry, position. Sorry, that's like really messy handwriting. So, for number 2, I would like you to find the 8th term. Find the 8th term of the expansion of x plus y to the 12th power. So before we do that,
expand all that out?
No, we're not going to expand it all out. You could, but we don't need to do that. So I'm going to show you a shortcut to do this. So first off, you know that there's going to be a coefficient, so we're just going to pick coefficient. You know that your first part is going to be an x. The second portion is going to be a y. So based on this, if I told you your second term exponent is 1 less than the term position, if it's the 8th term, what do we know about the second exponent number? It's 1 less, which makes it a 7. Now, from there, can I find the first exponent? Yes. What do you remember about the first exponent and the second exponent? They have to add up to 12. So what's my first exponent? A 5. Now, I'm going to show you a shortcut to getting the coefficient. Okay? The coefficient can come from, it's going to be a combination. The number on the left is going to be total power of the problem. So total power of the problem. And the second part on the second side is the second term exponent. The second term exponent. So if I was going to work this out, this example would be what? What's your total power of the x? 12. C, what's the second exponent? 7. Then you'd have x to the 5th, y to the 7th. So if you do it on your calculator, 12C7, we are going to get, 12C7 is 792, x to the 5th, y to the 7th. That is your term. Now, if it was negative, it would work itself out in here. Okay, so it is obviously positive 792. Okay, positive 792, x to the 5th, y to the 7th. That is the 8th term in the binomial expansion.
What do you press on the calculator to work out the combination?
NCR. NCR, right. Okay?
The combination.
Combination, so 12C. Right. Next one, for number 3, I would like you to tell me what term position contains, what term position, or term number basically, contains x to the 8th, y to the 11th in the expansion of x plus y to the 19th power. What term position contains x to the 8th, y to the 11th in the expansion of x plus y to the 19th power? Any ideas? How am I going to go about doing that? What did I just say here? The second term exponent is 1 less than the term position. So to find the term position, what would I do? Add 1. It is 1 more, so which term number would it be? The 12th term. That is your answer. Okay, so today you are not going to be worrying about finding every single term. Okay, we are not going to find every single term. We're just finding a single term. Okay, or we'll also be working on finding the term position. Okay, let's try another one. For number 4, I want to know, find the sum of the exponents of the third term of 5x plus 2y to the 9th power. Find the sum of the exponents.
How many examples?
I'm not sure yet.
How many?
I don't know.
I see.
Find the sum of the exponents of the third term of 5x plus 2y equals 9. So sum means add. So if I add together the two exponents, what will I get? So you know you're going to have a coefficient, right? You know you're going to have 5x to some power, and you're going to have 2y to some power. Okay, if it's the third term, what's your exponent value on your second term? What's the second exponent going to be?
2.
Third term, so second exponent will be 1 less, which is 2. What would its complementary exponent number be? 7. Now this is just asking for the sum of these. So 7 plus 2 equals 9. Did I ever really have to write that out? No. What's the sum of all the exponents of any term? The total. The answer is just 9. That's it. So can you do all this work? Of course you can, but you don't have to. Okay? You do not have to.
If I don't do it, you mean it's 0.
That's correct, but you're special. Okay, next one for number 5. Okay, number 5. I would like you to find, let's see, I want you to find what is the coefficient of the 7th term of the expansion x minus y to the 12th power. What is the coefficient of the 7th term of x minus y to the 12th power? So we're always going to have a combination in front. Your x is your first term. The negative y is your second term. What will the exponent be on your y, on your second term?
5 or 6.
7th term, so the term number is what? 1 more or 1 less? I just heard different things. Second term exponent is 1 less than the term position. So this would be the 6th. Okay, then what's your complementary exponent number?
4 or 6.
6, because remember, these both have to add up to a total of 12. Then, how do I find my combination for my coefficient? Total exponent number, what's your total number? 12. Second exponent number, which is what? 6. So if you plug it into your calculator, find 12C6. So 12C6 gives you 924. X to the 6th. What happens when you do negative y to the 6th power? Is that going to be positive or negative? Positive. Okay. Anything negatives, if you write it out 6 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these cancel each other out. So the question here only asks you for this though. What is the coefficient? Okay, but I would encourage you to write out the whole thing just in case a negative or anything is going to change it. Okay, so just in case that there's negatives or anything, I would write out the whole thing, then answer your question. Okay, let's try another one, number 6. I want you to find the coefficient again. Find the coefficient of the term containing x squared in the expansion of x minus y to the 7th power. Find the coefficient of the term containing x squared in the expansion of x minus y to the 7th power. So we know we're going to have a c up front. X to some power, negative y to a power. We know that this x squared, or the x is going to have an exponent of 2. So what will the exponent be on the negative y? 5, right. You know that because these two added up together gives you the 7. Then, how do I find my coefficient? Total exponent value is what? 7. C, what's your second exponent? 5. So if you do 7C5, that should give you 21. 7C5 is 21. Then the rest of your problem is going to be x squared. What about the negative y to the 5th? Does that turn positive or negative? It turns negative. So y to the 5th, but the negative goes out front. So here, what is the coefficient? Negative 21. Okay, so it is important that you find the whole thing. Okay, find the whole thing because otherwise you might miss that negative. Okay, it's just really easy to miss that negative if you don't find the whole thing. Okay, let's do 2 more. For number 7, I want you to find the third term. Find the third term of x plus y to the 13th power. Find the third term of the expansion of x plus y to the 13th power. So we know we're going to have a coefficient, we have a combination up front, and have something with an x, something with a y. So if it's the third term, what is my second exponent number?
2.
Second exponent number is 1 less, so that's going to be a 2. What is your first exponent number?
11.
11, right. These two added together must equal 13. So how do I find the coefficient?
13. C
Total C what?
2.
2. So 13C2, if you work that out in your calculator, you're going to get 13C2 is 78, x to the 11th, y squared. Okay? 78, x to the 11th, y squared. That is your total answer. Okay, and let's do one more. Number 8. Last one. I'm to find the 6th term in the expansion of x plus 3y to the 8th power. Find the 6th term in the expansion x plus 3y to the 8th power. So we're going to have something with a combination, exponent on x and an exponent on 3y. So if it's the 6th term, what do you know about the second exponent number?
25.
It's going to be a 5. It's always 1 less. What's the first exponent number? 3, because they add together to be 8. How do I find my coefficient? 8C what? 5. 8C5. So really, if you do 8C5 on your calculator, you should get 56. So 56 x cubed multiplied by what? Is it just 3 times y to the 5th?
Multiplied by 200.
No, it is also 3 to the 5th. Okay, so if you multiply that out, 3 to the 5th power
243.
is 243. So really we have to multiply 56 times 243 times x to the 3rd times y to the 5th. You multiply all that out together, you're going to get
A really big number.
13608 x cubed y to the 5th. That is your total term, or your complete term. Okay, so if it's asking for the complete term, make sure you write out the whole thing. Okay, homework is going to be worksheet 3. You're doing worksheet 3 numbers 1 through 10 in your worksheet packet. Okay, worksheet 3 number 1 through 10. Worksheet 3 numbers 1 through 10.